Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got 4 meals for you because we are meal prepping together. We've got loaded sweet potatoes, a sweet potato bake, a curry, and a quinoa fried rice sort of dish. For this video, you'll notice the ingredients are listed down the bottom of the screen. So starting off, I'm doing a curry first. I'm taking 700 grams of pumpkin, a can of chickpeas, a can of lentils, now make sure they're rinsed properly, 2 tablespoons of red curry paste, a teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of chili powder, 2 red chilies chopped up, and 1 to 2 cans of coconut milk, depending on the sort of texture that you want to go for. I ended up putting 2 cans of coconut milk in. We're starting this off on a high heat and then we're going to let it simmer on a low heat. I always start my curries first just because they're so simple. I'm also preheating my oven to 200 degrees Celsius, which is around 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I'm starting the loaded sweet potatoes, so I'm going to line a tray with some alfoil. I decided to use the purple sweet potatoes for this, so I'm going to take 4 of them, making sure that they are washed properly, and then I'm going to stab some holes in them with a fork. And then pop that in the oven. They're going to sit in there for an hour. Make sure that you're going back and stirring your curry every now and again as well. Now I'm going to prep the vegetables for my sweet potato bake, so I'm taking 1 red capsicum or red bell pepper, whatever you prefer to call it, 1 yellow capsicum, 2 to 3 sweet potatoes. I thought I was going to use 3, I ended up only using 2. Now put them all in a bowl with some olive oil, some chili powder. Stir that up, add in some paprika, and then we're also going to add in some turmeric as well. And some cumin, and then some Himalayan salt. Make sure you stir it all through. Now I'm going to pour this into a baking tray, and I'm also going to add in 1.5 cups of corn and 1.5 cups of black beans. And then of course I have to Snapchat it. So you can find me on there if you want to see some more behind the scenes stuff. Then I'm going to pop this into the oven and I'm going to let that cook for half an hour. By now, the sweet potatoes for the loaded sweet potatoes had already been cooking for half an hour. Now my curry is ready. When I serve this, I'm probably going to serve it with some rice or something like that. You can eat it on its own, and be warned, for those of you who don't like spicy food, you might want to modify the ingredients. Loaded sweet potatoes coming out of the oven, and we're going to let them cool down for 10 minutes. Now onto my quinoa fried rice. I'm going to wash 2 cups of quinoa and then put them into a pot, and I'm going to add in 4 cups of water. I like to use the ratio 2 to 1 when I'm cooking my quinoa. So you're going to boil this on the stove top. Once it's boiled, you're going to let it simmer on a low heat. It takes about 15 minutes to cook. Now my sweet potato bake is ready, so I'm going to pull that out of the oven. This is awesome when you serve it with salsa. Now that my sweet potatoes have cooled down enough for me to handle them, I'm going to cut off the ends, and then also I'm just going to cut off a small amount of skin from the top. As you can see, just a narrow strip there. By the way, eat the skin, go for it, it's great. Then I'm going to take my fork and I'm just going to mash the insides of the potato. If there's too much, I'm just going to scoop it out and have that later, but just making sure the insides are mashed a little bit. Now I'm moving back to the quinoa fried rice. And I've got a big wok there, and I'm adding in 3 eggs. I'm pretty much just going to scramble them on their own. I'm not adding anything else other than some olive oil. I'm going to cut up 2 zucchini and 300 grams of mushrooms. So popping those in with the eggs now. Then I'm adding in 200 grams of broccoli and 200 grams of peas. And I'm also going to slice up some spring onion and pop some spring onion in there. Feel free to add some soy sauce if you like, but I'm just adding sesame oil. Now I'm adding the quinoa that I'd cooked because that's ready now. I'm going to stir it all up and then I'm going to pop it back on the stove. It's just going to cook until the vegetables are cooked through. Now for the loaded sweet potatoes, you can mince or just finely chop 2 or more cloves of garlic. I just use 2. Feel free to use more if you like more. Adding in 2 tablespoons of sour cream and then 2 tablespoons of guacamole. These potatoes aren't something that I would keep in the fridge for a few days. I cooked 4 of them because we were having them straight after. 1 is enough for a serving for 1 person. There was a few of us there, so we were all having those right then. I just wouldn't recommend keeping them in the fridge for too long. If you are going to serve them and eat them straight away, add some black beans and then add your mix on top. And just a hint, you'll probably want more of the guac and sour cream mix to go with the potato. I just served it like this. Now we've got the quinoa fried rice, that's ready and I've taken it off and all the meals are cooked. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new and I will catch you all next time.